Ahoy there, I be Seaman William Morningwood of the good ship the Viento Nocivo, and today I'm gonna be telling you the difference between a pirate and a privateer, because it is pertinent to the song that I'll be singing today. Firstly, what's a pirate? Very simple. A pirate is a robber on the high seas. Well, I've got a boat, you've got a boat, but I've got guns on my boat, so I'm gonna take your boat. See, I can write original songs too. Willie, that does not count as an original song. Fine, be that way. Moving on. A privateer, on the other hand, is a pirate with a license to pillage. You see, back in the day, during times of war, monarchs would sometimes go to groups of pirates and issue them a letter of marque, which basically says, alright, here's the deal. You stop pillaging the ships from my country and start pillaging ships of countries that I don't like, and in return you will get safe quarter in all of my ports. Sounds like a good deal, right? And indeed, it was a good deal, especially when the British patrol stops by. Right, what's all this then? Oh, looks like you're doing a little bit of pirating here. No, that's naughty, naughty. Don't worry, officer. I've got a license to pillage. Oh, I see here, a letter of marque. Well, let's take a look. Everything here seems to be in order. Oh, wait a moment. This here says it expired 5 days ago. No, I renewed it. I did. I just haven't got the new parchment in the mail yet. Are you sure? I renewed it online. Online? Yes, on the line that connects the ship to the dock. Well, you better be telling the truth, otherwise we're going to have a little conversation about all these corpses lying around. But they were here when I got here. They were already dead. Alright, I'm going to let you off with a warning for now, but make sure your paperwork's in order. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, officer. God save the Queen. Lousy git. So during the American War for Independence, King George the Crazy, also known as the Prince of the Purple Poop, issued letters of marque to seafaring folk from Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and other Canadian-type places for the purpose of pillaging American shipping during the war. And so they spent the war doing just that, but before you start blaming the British, remember that the Continental Congress was doing the same thing, only they called theirs the Continental Navy, which to me just sounds like a contradiction in terms. John Paul Jones, case in point. He was a Scottish bloke who emigrated to Virginia, and when the war started he became a privateer, or a lieutenant in the Continental Navy, depending on how you look at things. Because just like Sir Francis Drake, the difference between a deadly pirate and a naval war hero depends on which side of the story you're looking at. Observe. Deadly pirate. Naval war hero. Deadly pirate. Naval war hero. And I can understand both sides of the argument. After all, John Paul Jones did do quite a bit of pillaging of English shipping and raiding of English towns, including a nearly successful raid on the port of Whitehaven on the west coast of England itself, the last time that was ever done in history. And it would have been a lot more successful if rum hadn't been involved. You see, Jones pulled into the port of Whitehaven at around midnight with the intention of burning all of the ships that were in the port, but when he arrived he found that he did not have enough lamp oil to use as accelerant to accomplish the job. And so he sent a contingent of sailors to the local public house in order to procure some alcohol for said burning of ships. And of course these sailors only felt that it was their duty to sample said alcohol for quality assurance purposes. Long story short, they didn't get back until right before dawn, and by that time the townspeople were waking up and they only had time to burn down one ship. Now that being said, I can also understand the other side of the argument, because after all he did engage with a number of British warships. In one skirmish in particular with the HMS Serapis, all seemed lost. The mast had fallen down, the ship was about to sink, and the British were demanding for surrender when John Paul Jones uttered those famous words, "I have not yet begun to fight." Well, supposedly that's what he said, but then again he was Scottish, so it was probably something more along the lines of, "Bugger off, you British wankers!" But we will not be singing about that. Instead, we will be singing about the Canadian privateers. And by we, I mean my crew. That's right! I've got a crew!
Hey, a crew!
Hey, except technically they're not a crew. Because I'm not actually a captain. And I don't have a ship of me one. So they're accomplices!
Accomplices!
They're going to be helping me sing today. Tell them your name, lad.
Jim Swanson.
Aye, and what are you going to be doing?
I'm blind.
It's amazing how similar Gaelic sounds to drunkenese, isn't it? And what is your name, lad?
Redbeard Sam.
Aye, and what are you going to be playing for us?
A mug.
How do you play a mug? That's a good way to play a mug. Right. Alright then, we're going to be singing Barrett's Privateers. Does that sound good to you, lads?
Aye!
Alright then. Well, the year was 1778. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. When a letter of marque came from the king to the scummiest vessel I'd ever seen. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, said Barrett, he cried the town. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. For 20 brave men, all fishermen, who would make for him the Antelope's crew. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, the Antelope sloop was a sickening sight. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She'd list to the port and her sails in rags, and the cook in the scuppers with the staggers and jags. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, on the King's birthday we put to sea. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. We were 91 days to Montego Bay, pumping like madmen all the way. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, on the 91st day we sailed again. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Well, a great big Yankee hove in sight with a crack 4-pounders we made to fight. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, the Yankee lay low down in gold. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. She was broad and fat and loose in stays, but to catch took the Antelope 2 whole days. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, at length we stood 2 cables away. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Our crack 4-pounders made an awful din, but with one pap all the Yanks stole us in. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Well, the Antelope shook and pitched on her side. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Well, there it was smashed like a bowl of eggs, and the main truck carried off both my legs. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Now here we lay in our 23rd year. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. It's been 6 years since we sailed away. We just made Halifax yesterday. God damn them all! I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. I'm a broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And Jim, tell them what they got to do.
Like and subscribe to all the videos!
Aye, that's what it means. And remember, if you don't, we'll pillage you. Because we've got a license.